I'm going to start recording now. And let me first just again introduce myself. Mr. Pugh is my name. Teach and choir is my game. I've been doing this for 8 years now as a teacher, and longer than that as just a choir person. I teach here at Lone Hill and Sam Dimas, and I also am the director of music at Claremont United Methodist Church, as well as one of the choral grad assistants here at Cal State Fullerton, completing a master's in choral orchestral conducting. So I'm a choir person by trade and a choir person by day and nights, because has the sun set yet? I think it has, or about to. I don't know. I've been in a bomb shelter for the past 6 days, 6 hours. Okay. So let's talk about why you're all here. You're here because back to school night is a wonderful, wonderful invention. It is nowhere near enough time for us to cover all the complexities of your student being involved in choir. And many of you are excited to be in choir. Many of you have had your students in choir before, and some of you have never had a student in my department. And also many of us have not had a student in my department with the full run of things, because maybe your student joined during COVID and they haven't experienced the full grandeur and splendor of the Lone Hill and San Dimas Choir Department. Now, before I delve into anything, if at any point you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat and I'll get to them as soon as I can. But really, we're just going to be jumping right in with what we need to do. So first off, no matter which class your student is in, whether they're in Lone Hill Treble, Lone Hill Choral Airs, San Dimas Chorale, San Dimas Bel Canto, or San Dimas Chamber, these are our general course objectives. We're looking to prepare your student to help them prepare choral repertoire for public performance. We have them develop musicianship skills such as pitch, rhythmic accuracy. I teach them vocal technique, breathing technique, diction, tone production. I give them an understanding of the choral art and the musical arts. I'm also a big believer and proponent of giving them professional performance skills and opportunities. I also want to have them develop leadership skills and give them leadership internship opportunities. And then last but not least, have fun making music together. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my presentation, by the way. Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Marvelous. All right. Everything's working according to plan. So that means something's going to mess up soon. The big couple of concerts here, or the big dates here, obviously the first one is this parent meeting. We typically have these meetings on the first Wednesday of the month, I think, or we had them on the second Thursday. Our choral leadership group will be meeting. Our past president is here, and we'll check on her calendar, and her and I will compare notes to see, oops, sorry, let me get that out of the way, when she's available. But typically we meet on Wednesdays at about this time. And because of Zoom, it's wonderful because we can all meet remotely. We can do it in our pajamas. We don't have to park in the Lone Hill, parking lot and wander out to our cars late at night. So I'm very excited for us to have this new medium. Additionally, for these parent meetings, I will be recording them over Zoom, which means that you'll be able to view them at your leisure if you need to, and kind of refer back to them. So those of us who are working adults, you can still hang out. Oh my gosh, is that Piper who's putting a little doll in the thing? Sorry. I mean, that is peak Piper. So there we go. I'm sorry, Samantha. All right. Moving on, the big concert dates are obviously October 11th, December 6th, March 14th, and then, I forgot to put in the Lone Hill one, the Lone Hill Pops concert. Lone Hill Pops is on May 20th. That's not how I wrote any of the other ones. Come on, Jared. And then San Dimas has SD Rocks on the 28th. We're going to talk a little bit more about these concerts and what they entail a little bit later on. But first, I want to jump into our wardrobe. The biggest thing that we have to take care of here in the first couple of weeks of school, in fact, we're already behind, is we need to get our wardrobe taken care of. For Lone Hill, it's not so hard. for San Dimas, we have a couple of little complications. So my goal is to make all students feel comfortable and to feel confident for their performance. And so basically I have a dress option and a tie option. Either one is acceptable. Whichever your student feels more comfortable in, I do not mind. The dress option is for our Lone Hill Treble. They just have to wear a black and white dress or skirt below the knees with black closed-toed shoes. For Lone Hill Treble Choir, that's all my sixth graders. That's what they have to wear. That's because it's kind of hard for me to find dresses their size. So really it's easier if they supply them from home. For Lone Hill Treble and Choralaires, all people who want to do the tie option, this is typically our gentlemen, they have black dress slacks, black dress shoes, a white collared dress shirt, and then Choralaires will be given a black tie. So that is kind of the uniform for our Lone Hill Treble. And Lone Hill Choralaires, our dress option is something that's called the cadenza dress. We have tons of them at the high school. We have tons of them laying about. If you want to purchase one, you can for only $65. But these need to be sized. And so the biggest problem that we have at the beginning of the school year is making sure that all of our women, all of our people wanting to be in a dress are sized properly. So at the end of this meeting, I'm going to be asking you to complete a survey. And in that survey, I'm looking for people who can help with sizing dresses basically immediately. If I can get you in by the end of the week, that would be stupendous. If not, I will settle for next week. But we need to start ordering dresses yesterday and sizing them yesterday. So the Lone Hill Choralaires dress is $65. Wonderful dress. We have tons of them. For most of you, you will not have to purchase this dress because, like I said, we have a ton of them. But if you want to purchase it, it's a lovely dress. They can wear it for many occasions. All right, San Dimas Wardrobe. This is where things get different this year. So San Dimas used to have, I'll start with the dresses because it's the most complicated. San Dimas used to have a different dress for every single ensemble. We had a dress for chorale, for women's ensemble, and for chamber. Each dress was unique. However, so many things changed during the pandemic, one of which being the company who makes our dresses decided to discontinue the two dresses that we use for women's ensemble and for chamber and have limited supply of the final dress. So I have been talking with my choral leadership group at school, our choir council, getting their input. And we have looked at a dress that I think is a wonderful fit. It's a new dress for our department, and I'm going to share it right now. Let me share this screen here. Boop, boop, boop. Give me a thumbs up if you can see this dress. Doesn't it look nice? So there's a few things that I love about this dress for our department. Number one, it is flattering on all shapes and sizes. It is a dress that is also comfortable. I have quite a few of my colleagues are obviously in the business of choral directing, and they highly recommend this. It has a, I don't want to say bedazzled bodice, but it has, what is it called? Caviar beading. So it has some beading on the bodice, which is fun to say, beading on the bodice. It's made of a wrinkle resistant crepe kind of material. And best of all, it's machine washable, which is a game changer for our dresses, folks. This is not something that we've had before. So this is a machine washable dress. The bodice, the beading in the bodice is very, very resilient. Additionally, when we order this, the group price is very reasonable. At $63 when we order as a group, this is fantastic. So that is our dress option. We're going to be ordering that this year for our singers, but like I said, we need to get sized like yesterday. So what's going to happen is we're going to have all of our women, everyone who's interested in being in a dress is going to be sized by hopefully the end of this week, and then we will do an order in ASB. You will pay ASB $65. If you need financial assistance, as always, let me know. Everyone is going to have this dress. And if you are in, financial hardship, please email me, let me know. We have funds set aside specifically for scholarships and for financial assistance to help with these kind of things, because we want your student to feel confident and we want them to feel beautiful in whichever dress we choose. Next is our suit and tie option. So the suit and tie is a solid black suit, no patterns, no pinstripes, no plaid, none of that sort of stuff, just plain black. This year, we are changing things slightly for our San Dimas tie, for our San Dimas men. We're going to have a black dress shirt, a black button-up dress shirt. It's going to look super cool with black pants, black coat, black button-up, and then they'll have their blue tie. So it's going to be a super cool statement. I provide the blue tie, but everything else you're going to have to look into. Now, Friar Tuck's has a suit shop, I think over in Laverne, am I right? Off of Foothill? I think there's a Friar Tuck's shop over there. Now, if you want to buy one brand new, you can. They're about $99. There's a link here. But, Friar Tuck's is very much in the business of renting suits, and you could rent a suit if you want, or you can, I think they have some used suits available also, so you can just get them that way. And then also they have the dress shirt. So if you want your student to just buy the dress shirt from us, we'll have it set up again in the front office and get it set up. But it's really just a regular black button down kind of shirt. $40 is rather pricey, but I'm sure you can find a nice one at any of your local stores. There's a ton of them available. Let me check the chat. I think somebody said something. Friar Tuck's Covina, there we go. Yeah. And likewise for our Lone Hill singers, if you're wanting to purchase the dress shirt through here, you can. Again, you can purchase it through Friar Tuck's. I'll put it here in the Lone Hill. I'll put it here in the Lone Hill option so that you have a link for that dress shirt there. Now, before I move on any farther, do I have any questions about these, about the dress code, about the wardrobe there? You're allowed to unmute yourself and kind of share out any questions you might have. I have a question here in the chat about the sixth graders. For Lone Hill Treble, sixth graders, does the dress need to be two-tone or can it be solid black? It can be two-tone or it can be solid black. I just need everything to be black and white. I don't want someone to be coming in with like a red dress or something. Again, it's just something that's black and white. Okay. And let's see here. I may have missed it. Sorry. Are females allowed to wear the tux option? Absolutely. Yes, if they want to wear we call it the tie option here. Yeah, they can wear if you're at Lone Hill, they can wear the button-up shirt with black pants, and then I give them a black tie and black dress shoes, of course. I don't think I mentioned that actually, but black dress shoes for the tie option. Okay, thank you for that question, Sarah. Any other questions? For Lone Hill, a black skirt. For the treble choir, yes. For the sixth graders, it's a black skirt or a dress, and then closed-toed shoes. Absolutely. All right.
Is the shirt for the boys on Lone Hill, is it a long sleeve or a short sleeve?
It is a long sleeve. Wonderful question. I will.
And are you sending out these links so that we can click on them?
Yes, I'm going to be sending this as well as this, what is this thing called? Presentation? Yeah, that. I'm going to be sending this out to y'all as well as a recording of this meeting. So you'll be able to check it out.
It's a PowerPoint, Mr. Few.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Oh gosh, I accidentally clicked the wrong button there. All right, when do we pay Lone Hill Coralaire's dress? So we are going to be hopefully making the order by next Friday. So I'm hoping to have the money in by then. Do you expect more than 2 tickets available to families for events? Wonderful question. We're going to swing back to that at the end of this meeting. We're going to talk about kind of concerts and stuff and COVID protocols. So I will swing back to that, Sonia. Don't let me forget, okay? All right, moving along. Really quickly, our chamber choir. So all of the events that we're speaking about are being held lightly because of COVID. But we have been invited to sing at a festival in San Diego in the spring. It's March 31st through April 3rd. It's like that Thursday through Sunday. A couple of benefits. It's an adjudicated festival performance. We are competing against other choirs. When we go, we also get a professional coaching session. We would get admission to SeaWorld, see the sights of San Diego, places like Balboa Park, Mission Beach, Seaport Village. I also try to have a college exchange. We usually go see Palomar College or Point Loma, any one of the two, to kind of give the students a view of, colleges that are outside of the regular norm for them, maybe inspire them as it inspired me. I really enjoyed when I was in high school and went to San Diego. The estimated cost for this trip is 4 kids to a room, and the estimated cost is going to be around $500. Now, it might go up, it might go down, but I would put it in that ballpark. And again, for those of you who are chamber choir parents, many of you have been in this program before. You've been in it for many years. And we have scholarship opportunities available. We have volunteer opportunities available. We have fundraising that we do. So we help as much as we can. But also, we need you to help. So let's move on to the next slide. For everybody here that's in this meeting, we need you to get involved. As you might have heard at the top of this, I do a lot. Not only am I, teaching your students every day, not only am I picking music and teaching notes and rhythms and keeping up with all the minutia and whatever random new COVID protocols I'm supposed to keep up with. I'm also trying to run this like a organization, like a nonprofit organization, to give your students a better, more professional experience. And what helps with that is having a robust parent organization. And prior to the pandemic, we did have a robust parent organization. We obviously have been a little on ice over the past year, but we are hoping to roar back, to bloom out of Zoom, and to give our students and the department that kind of assistance that it needs. And the Choral Parent Organization really is there to help assist the department and to, make it lighter for everybody. If everyone chips in, then it makes the whole process a lot easier. So some ways you can get involved. Attire. We were just talking about having people come in and do measurements for dresses. That is something that, again, we need to have like yesterday. So if you're able to come and do dress sizings, please shoot me an email like immediately. Otherwise, we might have to have our, choir council start doing dress fittings or something like that. We do have some theater kids, but there's a lot of kiddos that need to get dresses fit. We also need people to help out with field trips. So this is those tours, this is going to festivals. That's mostly involved in the spring, a lot of work in the spring. But if you're somebody who wants to help out, or we have to get you certified as a volunteer with the district. You actually have to get fingerprinted now, which is wonderful. It means an added layer of protection for our students, but it also means an added layer of paperwork. So if you're interested in being a chaperone for any of the trips or festivals, let me know as soon as possible so that we can get you started on the process of being a chaperone. At the concerts, our BCA staff is very helpful at the Bonita Center for the Arts. They help us with taking care of lights, taking care of ushers, and really all we have now is for concerts. They're even taking care of ticketing this year. So we just need people to help us get set up, to help us kind of make sure that everyone's in the right place. And also during the day for Lone Hill to help us for our dress rehearsal. During the day, we do a dress rehearsal. The day of the concert, the students walk over to the BCA. They figure out where they sit, where they stand. And this is a really tricky time for all of us. And so the more parents we have available at that, the better. That is during our class time. So it's typically from about 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So it'd be on all of those concert days from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And if you help with chaperoning that event, I will give you free tickets to the concert. So that's a wonderful incentive for, again, some of those parents who maybe aren't able to donate their money, but are able to donate their time. With all of these sort of committees and getting involved, some people just say, you know what, here, take my funds. I don't want to do any of these other things. But for some of us, money is not as free. And so we are wanting to share our time, share our skills, share our resources otherwise. Another one of the committees is fundraising. This committee helps putting together ideas for those scholarships. I firmly believe that no student should be denied an experience because of funds. And we have a lot of wonderful opportunities here at San Dimas and Lone Hill. And it's because we have had good fundraising in the past. These are things like having dine out nights. These are things like having scholarship concerts like we do, Bella Notte, helping with that. Finding sponsors in the community to donate services, to donate resources to the organization. All of these help us build a not only better department, but also a better choral community in San Dimas. And so if you're interested in being part of that fundraising and outreach, let me know. And then last, but certainly not least, if you want to be involved with leadership, if you want to help me and Miss Mencius plan some of this stuff and put together these committees and marketing and do the big ideas kind of thing, that's for choral parent organization leadership. So the CPO leadership board, we are always looking for new members and people with fresh ideas and fresh energy to come and help us. And so the survey is right down here. In fact, just to get things kicked off, I am going to put it down here in the chat. Boop, doop, doop, go to the web page. Thank you. I'm going to put it in the chat for everyone. Boop. So fill that out at your earliest convenience. And that is kind of my spiel that I had. I'm going to now just spend time responding to questions. Please complete the survey, shoot me emails letting me know what questions you have, but I'm more than happy to answer them here in real time. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of start where I have some questions. So let's see here. Is chamber tour just for high school? Yes, that is just our San Dimas Chamber Choir that will be touring this year. We are looking at potentially doing a Lone Hill Choraleers Disneyland workshop next spring. But again, because of COVID, we're having to kind of sort out when we can do that. But I'm hoping to make that just a day trip in the spring. Because of my schedule, I don't have many weekends available. And so I still want to give that tour experience and that professional experience. So I'm hoping to maybe do something in January or February with our 7th and 8th graders. Great question. If we are a volunteer chaperone, can we use fingerprints from 3 years ago before COVID? That is another great question. If you could email that question to me, I can forward it to our human resources department and see if they are able to get an answer for us.
Mr. Pugh,
yes.
If you've been fingerprinted through the district, like as early as a child in kindergarten, but through Bonita Unified, it's good for their entire time at Bonita Unified.
Oh, marvelous. So there you go, Ms. Cunanan, that is, there's your answer, you're set. All right, when are you doing measuring for attire? Another great question. I'm hoping to do it this week. If I can get somebody in on Thursday and Friday of this week, I would be, I would be so happy. But if you're somebody who is available for this Thursday or Friday during class time, San Dimas meets from approximately 8:30 until 11:30. and Lone Hill meets from approximately 1:15 until 3. So if you're available for any of those, that would be a wonderful option for us. And Evan asks, if I am a credentialed teacher, do I need to be fingerprinted? You do need to be fingerprinted with our district. It's every single organization that does live scan, it's like built into the contract that they have to pay for it locally. So it's designed to have you get yourself fingerprinted at that place. So we will give you the form and they will point you in the right direction. So if you're interested in doing that, shoot me the email and I will get you in contact with them. Oh yeah, Sonia's already on top of it. Yeah, the volunteer form is on the district website. Yeah, so you also do need to pass a TB test. Wonderful questions, everybody. Anything else? Sonia, you can. That is perfect. Sonia, are you able to help at the high school or the middle school or both? Oh, you're fine, Sonia. I also have a question from one in the chat. Is bel canto and chamber choir the same group? No. So we have changed the name of our women's ensemble at San Dimas to be more accessible, to be more inviting. It's now just an intermediate treble choir group. It was really kind of a practical thing for me because I had students that were still voices were unchanged, but they weren't necessarily somebody who would have been good just like hanging out in chorale for another year. They could have really done well in an intermediate treble ensemble. And just calling it women's ensemble was kind of dated. I wanted to brighten it up and freshen it up. And so we're going with bel canto, which means of the voice of the singing in Italian. And yeah, so we've changed the name of women's ensemble to bel canto. So it's SD chorale, bel canto, and then chamber. All right, so Sonia will be helping us at Lone Hill. Wonderful. I'll make sure I get those unpacked tomorrow morning. All right, we have Sonia and
Someone else that can help at Lone Hill, Mr. Pugh, Nichelle Lopez can also help at Lone Hill.
Okay, that's perfect because Lone Hill is the one that has a lot of kiddos. So I will get that over there for tomorrow at Lone Hill. And Sonia can come after 10:30. So Lone Hill is honestly the harder one. The high school kids are kind of actually decent at taking care of themselves. But the middle school is the one that I really needed the help. So if I could have those people show up at 1 p.m., that way I can get you kind of brought up to speed, figuring out what you're doing, and then off to the races. Okay. Wonderful. So 1 p.m. tomorrow. I have Sonia Van Laar. I have, who else was it?
Lopez.
Nichelle Lopez
N.
with an N. And then Mrs. Macias there. You'll need to check in at the front office and they'll get you all set up. We'll see what happens. So do you have a tape measure? So what we do is we actually just pull out all of our boxes. We have a bunch of boxes of dresses for the middle school. And we just get them set up and you know, check them out and you're like, you're about this size, and you send them in, and then they have to fill out a survey form for their dress to make sure that they have the right size.
Miss Tina Acosta can also help.
Okay, perfect.
And for Lone Hill, there's no like tape measuring, right? It's more like sizing, Mr. Pugh, like making sure that they, like making them fit in the dresses that we have, right?
That is exactly right. That is exactly right. And bear in mind, these are choir dresses, not quinceañera dresses, not beautiful homecoming dresses. They are not always the most flattering, but we're just looking for them to fit. All right. If you're not going to be there for the fitting, can you get fitted the next week? Yes, especially for our middle schoolers. We have quite a few students who are out for quarantine. But the good news is that our middle school dresses we already have in stock. So we have, I kid you not, I have hundreds of these dresses cooking away in a cargo container right now. So that is going to be a-okay for the middle school. We'll just leave them over there, and we'll have your student get sized the following week. I have a question from Danae. On the survey, do you need a parent from each family to sign up to work at every concert? Or do we just sign up for one of the concerts? Yeah, if you as a family want to just sign up together, that's fine with me. We just need to kind of look for even coverage across all the concerts. So, if there are two of you, just say, hey, there are two of us. And if I need to maybe ask you hey, well, can you do maybe this other concert? I'll just shoot you an email and see if that's possible. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I'm just going to keep hanging out here for questions. I figure we'll keep the questions going for another 5-10 minutes. And then if nothing else, then, you guys can head off. Isn't this so much easier than just sitting in the Lone Hill band room? Oh, I love it. We're going to do this on Zoom all the time. This is a good use of Zoom. Maybe not for choir, but for choir parent organization meetings, 10 out of 10. All right. Well, seeing no other questions, I'm just going to cut the recording off here at, oh goodness, 35 minutes. Not bad. And I'll just kind of keep answering questions. If you have them, I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. All right. So I'll catch y'all later.